I am not too young to understand that breathing shouldn't feel like clouds weighed down. I am not too young to understand that love is not bruised hips and his lips, neon signs declaring of price, rolling of dice, pimped out, turned out. I am not too young to understand that no one should know all of the things that I know. I am 14.
It happened years ago, but it was yesterday. You were walking down the street before the stranger broke your life in two. No one looks at your eyes. No one wants to. Because if they did, they'd see a little girl who's now a woman, a saleable collection of parts, breaking to give out smaller and smaller pieces of herself. Your words are gone, beaten back by terror, by the blows, by the shame.
He says, I am one of the nice guys. Who is he comparing himself to?
Men ask me, are you a player or are you a pimp? Yes, I've been played, and yes, I've been pimped by you and men like you who see me as nothing more than a hypersexual footnote to their existence.
I cease to exist. I am nowhere to be found. Young men's mouths rot to the roots of femininity. Did you know he asked me to play out his fetish? A China doll, he says, then shatters the porcelain pieces of a culture he can't even distinguish. This should be repugnant. Instead, it's ordinary.
If we erased it, this place wouldn't be so sick. They say, you're asking for it. All I ask is for it to quit.
Show me a man who has never seen a body as an object to own, the mind as a barrier to break.
Show me a man that doesn't see Asian or Latinx or Black or Middle Eastern and think of our mouths as spices to taste. Our bodies are not a trip down the ethnic aisle at the grocery store. You cannot sample us.
It's wasted, this placement placed women when they unnamed us. Show me a man who understands it's personal.
It's personal.
It's personal.
I can tell there's a little fight in you left. I know you got a lot of strength left.
I can tell there's a little fight in you left. Behind those downcast eyes, I see fire. You're gonna burn it all down and start fresh. What would happen if no became knowing your worth? Knowing that the only body you own is your own, knowing that truths need to be spoken, truths of now, truths of 2 years lingering in your mind before words can explain. What would happen if hands were not held to hide fists, but to simply hold one another? If a body unharmed was not a miracle, if the human body unharmed was not a miracle.
If the human body unharmed was not a miracle, if the human body unharmed was not a miracle.
What would happen if I told him he's only on the top of the chain because of my pain, because I've learned to stand on uneven ground? He's coming down.
Maybe words can't save you. Leave behind those who disgraced you. Learn to get yourself through. The poem is a mouth that can't be silenced. The poem is a way in. The poem is a way out. The poem is a cry in the dark. The poem is a left hook and cracked jaw. The poem gets up off the mat. She is rising. Extraordinary grace, she walks upright. Courage, strength, determination. Above the random haunting horror of the shameful daily occurrence. Dogs hurt. And when I come up, I imagine a world where my shoulders do not carry the weight of boulders, where the sight of my bare skin peeking through my sleeves does not mean you can guess my origin, where the slope of my breasts and the curve of my hips only beckon forward friendships.
When I come up, I am not on my knees, and my hands are not gripping my keys. I do not check the back seat of the car. And I do not need a self-defense seminar. And a whistle is just a tune to hum along to. 'Cause a cat call is just a feline who is strong.
And I imagine the captain of the ship, a girl, not a man. He can walk beside her, and she can walk beside him. She can take the sidewalk to a bus stop without the cat calls, no fat claws grappling Barbie dolls to trap them in traveling walls, to force into bathroom stalls, neck released, fly free. Wings carry me through the breeze and trees to breathe. I see possibility. Live without fear after countless years. Hardness fades. In her place, a softer space, a whole new me.
Birdsong roused me this morning, harmonizing my dreams with the daylight. I lay learning to come alive. And there is joy, and joy, and joy.
Birds. Birds. Birdsong roused me this morning, harmonizing my dreams with the daylight. I lay learning to come alive. And there is joy and joy.